What's going on? It's Steve Larsen. I want to teach you guys sales funnel stages, specifically how to map and plan your funnel. Now, I have a very unique way that I build funnels. I have a very unique pattern for how I do it, but it's the same pattern that I've been doing for about 5 years now. And it is actually the thing that has allowed me to step away from that role too. It's a very specific process that I even handed to somebody else. If you're interested in learning how to do that and make sure that your funnel is mapped and planned correctly, you're in the right spot. Let's dive in. I have built a lot of funnels. I built a lot of sales funnels. I worked at the mecca of sales funnels for a couple of years and I loved that place. It was awesome. But when I was there, I started noticing patterns in how we would build funnels. I was Russell Brunson's funnel builder at ClickFunnels for 2 years. Not to keep hanging on to that, it was 5 years ago. But the point is that I came with a process. It's the order of the funnel build. When I used to build funnels in the past, I would literally just open up ClickFunnels or whatever funnel builder you're using. And I would open up ClickFunnels and I would start just building. And I'd go find other pages that look good and I'd build the funnel. Once the funnel was done, I'd be like, well, what should I sell? Like, it's funny that that's how I thought it worked. Then I would come up with the offer. And then I'd be like, well, what messaging should I put in there? And then I would write the sales message. I don't know how I could call a funnel done without those things, but I would. Those funnels never worked. They were awful. And so what I want to share with you in this video is my process, not just for how to map and plan the funnel, but when to plan the funnel. When do you actually start thinking about the funnel? Because thinking about the funnel is not actually part of my process until step 10. There is a ton of research that I do now prior to ever thinking about the funnel, what it looks like, what it's gonna feel like, what's on it, like the video, none of that stuff. I don't think about any of that anymore without a very strict process, and that's what I'm gonna teach you. In this video is a training I did live in front of a couple hundred people and showing with them. I got 2 formulas and I'm gonna mold them together. One formula will show you how to think like a marketer and an entrepreneur and a CEO. And the next formula that I use once I'm done with that one is a project management lens on how I put the funnel out the door. I'm gonna teach you how they mold together, whether you wanna execute it yourself or learn this to hand this off to someone else to do for you. This is crucial information. Let's cut over. What's going on, everybody? Just looking down at my notes. That was not a planned, dun-dun-dun. Oh, hi, how you doing? Hey guys, I hope you're doing fantastic. I love Mondays, if you can't tell. I used to scream "It's Monday, baby" into Instagram every Monday morning. I did that for over a year. You can see them on my Instagram, story bubble highlights. And then I used to have it be a thing that when you would scream it back, I would save it in one of those highlight bubbles also. And so there are, I don't know how many hundreds of stories there are of people screaming "It's Monday, baby" back into the phone. And I just reposted it and saved it. And part of that is just the mentality. I hate the notion that you work for the weekend. I have to get through a weekend usually to get to Monday. I just like working and I like what I do. So not everyone can say that, and I get that, but still, it's Monday, baby. Let's dive on in. So I wanted to share with you real fast. This is gonna be a little bit different of a Cash Flow Mondays, and part of it is because I need more of your help in it. Almost every single one of the people that have submitted, I have done a review for. If you guys want me to review your stuff, I charge $3 grand an hour and 30 grand a day. So go to cashflowmondays.com. You guys can see right there where to toss in. If you want me to look at your funnel, your launch plan, your offer, the thing that you're working on, the thing you've been working on, maybe something you have tried to launch that isn't happening, whatever that might be, right here, right? So cashflowmondays.com, bam, is what it looks like. This is what it looks like right there. Just put your stuff in right there, and then what you'll see, and this is what I'm gonna share with you more today about. What I wanna share with you, it's right there. On the next page, you'll see there's a few questions that I have to ask you in order to review your stuff well. So I have more people that have submitted, but I can't review their stuff. And I wanted to share with you today why. What I want to share with you guys today is my formula for how I design and launch a funnel. There's a lot of backstory on this. I was doing the math on it, and actual revenue funnels, I think I'm coming up on 100, including fulfillment funnels. And this is just of my own. I've built over 100 client funnels. Obviously I worked at ClickFunnels for a while and built a ton there. There's the fulfillment funnels though that came from that. I built hundreds on top of that. I've built a lot of funnels. What I want to share with you is my formula for what I go through every time I go build a funnel. Because the absolute worst thing you can go do is try to let me just open up a funnel building, you guys know I'm a ClickFunnels nerd, and I will be forever till the day I die, but I don't really care which one you use, to be honest. It's like fighting whether or not, well, this piano is better than that piano. It's like they're just different brands, right? You still gotta be a musician, right? A musician makes an out-of-tune piano sound good. Anyway, don't blame the tool too much. It is about skill set. And part of the reason I'm doing this is because I am in the middle of a funnel building project. I spent Thursday and Friday of last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week, putting together this funnel plan. This last December, I did an event. I haven't done an event in a while. We will soon. It's a big hardcore teaching event. And this event that I did, I just taught my formula for funnel building. And where this came from was actually when I decided, I was like, hey, I gotta leave my job. And I don't need to talk about ClickFunnels so much. I was there for 2 years. And so got a lot of stories there, a lot of lessons obviously that came from that. So when I said, hey, I gotta leave and I need to leave my job and take that jump, which was super scary. How many guys have ever done that? Right? I took that jump and that leap and was asked to stick around to help hire my replacement and patch up the internal processes that would make it so that it would be as seamless a transition as possible. So obviously I agreed, and that's what happened. And when I started leaving, this is gonna sound conceited, but it's not. It was just to a point. We had a hard time finding a replacement for what Russell and I were doing together. So when I was leaving my job though, we couldn't find a replacement for me. A lot of you may not know also, I was a head editor of Yearbook in high school. I actually got 3 Colorado State awards in high school for my layout design. So I was a layout designer back in high school, which has really helped how I lay out funnel pages. Hardcore Adobe nerd, amateur web style coder. Not like coding, not like programming, but and I grew up around computers. And so I'm a nerd, man. I'm a nerd. I like audio stuff like crazy. Russell's podcast intro is still the one I made. I'm just a nerd. And so we couldn't find, and so it's not, the challenge is that people think they have to be me in order to build a funnel. That was where we really started seeing that. And I'm not gonna take credit for all that stuff. This ClickFunnels, this is Russell's stuff, right? What it started having me do is when we were bringing in funnel people, what's the process for whenever the idea for the funnel comes around to actually producing the thing? That's a different problem than a marketing question. It certainly involves marketing, but it also involves entrepreneurship. So what I'm gonna share with you guys today is I'm gonna walk through really briefly, and part of it is because I don't have enough submissions for Cashflow Mondays from you. Just go to cashflowmondays.com, so put your stuff in there. There are not many people ahead of you. Some of them I can't review. There's not enough information for me to be able to review them, so I can't. And you're gonna see why, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach you the 2 formulas that I use. They're mine. I've built tons of funnels with them. And these 2 formulas, when they work together, one you're probably familiar with because I talk about it a lot. It's this 12-part formula that I go through that walks me through the conversation from the CEO's mindset of the project, to the entrepreneur's mindset, to the marketer's mindset, back to the CEO, and this mindset piece. And that part you're probably having some kind of familiarity with. The other part though is the actual project planning and management of the funnel build and launch itself. And that's completely different, right? That's completely different. And so I use them together, and it's a matter of when. And that's what I want to share with you just at a 30,000 foot high view level of these are the 2 formulas that I use. They're my formulas on how I get a funnel out the door. And this, if I could just reach through and give you a big old pat on the shoulder and grab your head so you listen to me really clearly on this. This has been the difference between my first 34 failures over 5 years. How many guys have been trying for a bit? The next 55 were successes. That's some serious voodoo mama juju, right? And I learned a lot on that. And oh man, 34 plus 55 plus has been way more since then. So I'm coming up. I've spent some mat time. So with some fervor, I will teach this formula and stand by it. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I'm in the middle of a funnel build myself, and I'm at the phase of it where I am going to start disseminating the plan out to the team. And I still do this even if I'm not using a team, by the way, right? I still do this if it's just something that I'm building on my own and I'm solo. A lot of the workshops that I've done, this is exactly what I've taught. And I'm just walking people through the mentality of it. I think this is really important to note. Entrepreneurship is not the money roll. It's not the money roll. There's a lot of entrepreneurs with a great offer who are broke. Why? It's because entrepreneurship, that hat that you wear, does not have money making in its job description. Money making is squarely on the shoulders of the marketer. I don't know, people have argued with me like, well, what about if you go raise money? means you're marketing, right? If you go out and you raise cash for your project, yeah, that's marketing, right? The activity of money making, attention getting, collecting sales, whether that be if you're choosing to go the raise money route, which I highly discourage, down for that on the sale, not to actually, if something's not proven, why would you raise money? Right? Like how many tries I had to go through. Anyway, not to compare, but kind of. There is no such thing as an entrepreneur who is rich who did not also learn marketing, right? You have to learn marketing. Marketing is the money seat in the money role. So check this out. So I'm gonna share my screen here and I'm gonna walk through this formula now and share with you guys just at a really high level what it is that I'm in the middle of. And having done this a lot of times now, this is a big deal. And my formula continues to expand and expand, but it still comes back to these same 12 principles in a specific order, but that's different than the project planning and management. And it's a matter of when you do them, and you're wearing all these different hats. You're wearing the CEO hat for a bit, right? Then you're putting on the marketer hat and the entrepreneurship, then back to marketer, then back to CEO. Then once you've done that, you're going out to the team. And that's when I put CMO on. And I'm not trying to pull these terms out, but where you can get clarity on vocab, you get a huge accelerant. For example, Robert Kiyosaki teaches that if you want to take on a skill really quickly, the first thing you got to do is learn that skill's vocab. If you can speak the language of a skill, even if you don't know the skill, you're going to understand 80% of what is involved with that skill. So it's no different here. I get asked this 1,000 times, so I'm just on my iPad and I'm using the Paper app from Adobe. It's a good app. And I'm just drawing with an Apple Pencil. It's connected to my computer and I'm streaming from Ecamm Live, which is my favorite thing to stream from. This is a legitimate real live challenge that we are putting together. This is still the same formula. If it's a high ticket, low ticket, online, offline, doesn't matter. It's the formula. I've used this for as many industries as we can think of. What I do is I put together basically a presentation. And it usually takes me, to be honest, 2 or 3 days. I'm not for the notion that, you're not going to build a funnel probably in 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just not. That's going to go out and be your one funnel away. By the way, you are one funnel away. What you're not is you're not one campaign away. It takes a lot of campaigns to the one funnel. And the problem is that people think funnels are campaigns. They're not. That's what I'm going to talk about also in this book. You're one funnel away, but you got to have a lot of activity towards that one thing. And then sometimes people are, oh man, I got one funnel. It didn't work. I'm like, well, you did one launch. Of course it didn't work. That is so unlikely. It is likely if you go through these processes that your one funnel is your one funnel away funnel. It's not likely and is farly improbable that you do a single campaign as a noob, no offense, right? If you've not really done this yet or haven't had any big wins yet, it's very unlikely without a big following, without a huge ad budget, that you do a single campaign that makes $1 million. That is far-fetched. But the one funnel away thing, that's not far-fetched. People think funnels are campaigns. They're not. So if you check this out, you'll see that what I'm doing is this is just for the internal team. Just for the internal team. Okay, up here in the top right up here, what I do is I give a little bit of a value ladder update to the internal team. Hey guys, because of this new project, here's how the value ladder updates. Here's where this project fits and how it relates to the other funnels that we have out there. Then what I do is I go through and you'll see right here on this one, right? This one, and actually the rest, that's actually the 12 parts. And let me show you this though. You gotta promise me you go check out the challenge when we do it. Is that cool? Because you're gonna see the real life of what comes from this. What I'm doing the rest of today is my project management and disseminating process. And it's different than this one. What this is I walk through first of all and I say, hey, let's take a snapshot of where we are in the business. We also take a goal. And right now what I'm doing is I'm wearing the CEO hat. The CEO hat is not a marketer or an entrepreneur. To be a CEO is to be a master and tweaker of systems, business systems, that's it. We put way too much romanticization on CEO, by the way, in my opinion. I don't like being a CEO. I'd much rather be a marketer or an owner, but not a CEO. All right, so the snapshot and the goal, what we do is we say, all right, here's the goal I'm going for. And we're like, cool, here's the peak, right? Let's say it's like a mountain peak. We're like, cool, we're gonna go for that peak. Sweet, everyone knows how to set goals, but I don't set like pie in the sky goals. I set a goal that is like a profit goal. Okay. The reason we set before that is what I call the snapshot, is because that's like, okay, here's where we are and here's where we're trying to go. You have to know both. Brutal honesty in where you are, a snapshot of the assets you have availability to you. Not doing this would be like using the Maps app on your phone and it doesn't show you your current location. You wouldn't be able to say, in 400 feet, take a left turn. You wouldn't be able to do that. It takes brutal honesty in where you are and where you are not to do those first two steps. I find that most people want to save face. So they're like, well, I'm further along than I am. Just don't do that, right? You're going to rob your future dream. Then once we do the snapshot on the goal, by the way, I'm not going deep into these at all. This is what Internet Launch Secrets is. My course, Internet Launch Secrets, goes through in depth these 12 parts and how to do them. And there's workbooks with them. I'm not pitching it, but a lot of people ask, like, where can I get your stuff? Internet Launch Secrets is my formula, and it is this thing. Now, the snapshot on the goal, we're wearing CEO hat. What's the state of the business and what do we need this project to do? The reason we do that is so just like we do in a webinar pitch when we say, here's how it looks like to win, right? We set a ruler. You guys know what I'm talking about? How many guys done a webinar? Remember the ruler part where you're like, this is what I'm going to teach you today. And you do that so that you can tell them and control what it looks like to win. You guys know what I'm talking about? You guys done that? All right, a few thumbs up. All right, sweet. Same thing. What we do is we're saying, this is what this looks like for this funnel to win. Do you ever set those metrics ahead of time? Like, you should. What does it look like for this funnel to win? Otherwise, we end up falling into a trap many times that says, well, I just need this to make $1 million. Like, yeah, okay, but like, do you? Or does it just need to break even and send leads to the next funnel? You see what I'm saying? Like, set that bar. Then what I do is I'm moving into the toughest, hardest part of the entire game. The who, the where, and the positioning. Those three are really marketing, but entrepreneurship needs them pretty bad. Otherwise, you make an offer for you instead of a market. The very key thing that I just said. That is why my first 34 failures happened. Okay, I kept making crap that I thought was cool, but I'm not the one buying it. Why'd I ask me? Shouldn't ask me. It's not me. You shouldn't do that. So what I do is I'm getting clarity on the who, and I don't. Who do I want to sell? The dream customer, not the could-be customer, not the hey, you have a credit card and you have money, you're gonna buy from me customer. That's not a dream. Dream customer. The way you sell someone often determines the style of your relationship post-purchase. So I have to beg them to buy. I will beg them in fulfillment. That's huge lesson. Big lesson. You know, like on that Facebook ads thing where you're like choosing your audience size and you got that wheel and it's like it goes from like red to yellow and then green. We don't want that. We're doing the exact opposite. We want narrow, tight. We're talking about psychographics here, not market size. That's why it's a different thing. We want clear, clean, defined, very tight psychographics. I don't care about demographics. I don't care about geographics. That's what stuff college taught me about choosing a dream customer. I don't care about that crap. I want to know psychographics. How do they think? And that's what I want. That's what I want to know. That is copywriting and page writing gold. This is the reason why I do this before ever building a funnel. It's certainly before opening something like ClickFunnels up. This takes me usually a day. And if you go copy this, like, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna pull it off, right? There's so much underlying that's going on right here. The point of this is I'm trying to teach you guys, funnel building is an amazing skill set, and it is not even thought about until step 10 in my process. There's so much research that I do prior to ever building a funnel. So much. And behind the scenes, what's happening is really where the magic is happening. And you can do all this stuff and have a crappy funnel and probably make a lot of money. The funnel, don't get pissed when I say this, right? Don't get mad. But the funnel, in my opinion, is like the smallest, least important part of my entire formula. You can have a sucky, awful funnel and do well on psychographic profiling, do well on your marketplace selection, do well on your launch, do well, right, on the way you write a sales message, and have kind of an even crappy offer and still make a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? We don't unromanticize the funnel, man. Unromanticize it. I'm not saying it's not important. It's wildly important. It is so freaking important, okay? Have a funnel. Without the funnel, it means you're the funnel, which means you're gonna start doing the sales message and the offer. That's all a funnel is a message and an offer. And if you don't have a great message and a great offer, that sucks. I know I'm getting animated right here. It's just I keep seeing the same crap over and over and over in the industry, and I just haven't, I haven't beat the drum very loudly in the last 2 years, but I've been building a lot of other stuff, so I'm coming back to it with a lot of lessons. All right, so check this out. So what we're doing is we're saying, look, CEO hat, marketer hat, marketer hat, marketer hat, but then we start diving on into really the entrepreneurship hat. Entrepreneurship is really just these 2 steps. What problem are you gonna solve and how are you gonna solve it? That's it. What problem are you gonna solve and how are you gonna solve it? Entrepreneurship is they're in the business of finding and solving a valuable problem in a valuable way. That's all entrepreneurship is. We highly romanticize the entrepreneur role as a nation for some reason and a community for some reason also. It's the marketer, baby. Marketers are what make money, not entrepreneurs. It's the marketer, not even the entrepreneur, that actually makes the offer. Ooh, I rattle cages when I say that one usually to some other influencers. When you get into, and especially my like, if you guys ever seen my Xavier formula for offer writing, you see what we do. Funny enough, like, you realize, oh my gosh, offer creation is strongly a marketer's role, not really an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur's whole goal is to find an issue and you make this product, this solution, as sexy as you possibly can. You make that thing wildly valuable. You blow everyone else out of the water. But an offer is not just a big stack of products. Ooh, look, that's my offer. That's not an offer. An offer is one product with a ton of ways to use it and make it useful. That's all it is. I'm not trying to go super long on this, but this is like valuable stuff. And this is the stuff that makes the game. Once you're back in the marketer seat and mindset, you have to do the offer and the message kind of at the same time. Those are done together. These 2 are done together while the offer and the message are done together. After that, once I actually have the message and the offer written and done, then I think about the funnel. That's when I think about the funnel. This is where we go with the funnel, right? And I actually design it out. And you see that I draw it out. And no matter how many times I built a funnel, I still draw it. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Then what I go, sweet cherry pie. Then what I go do is actually design the launch. And then what I do after that is I design lead flow. I call it lead flow design. And I do that for the launch, and I also do it for evergreen. That's kind of a newer principle. There's a lot in the underpinnings of that. And then I do the evergreen model, and that's a powerful one as well. That's what keeps the project alive once I've done the thing. What I do is I'm executing these 12 parts in a specific order. And once these 12 parts are being executed, and I have, frankly, a lot of research and clarity done, I like to draw it all out. I used to do it on a whiteboard, and then I would just take my camera, my literal DSLR, and I would teach the team internally all this stuff. And then I was like, I should move electronically more, so then I do it off this iPad now, and that's how I pull it off now. And then what I do after that is once I have these 12 parts done, I've taken care of the CEO mindset, the marketer, and the entrepreneur mindset. And that produces the work products of the business needs. Then we think about the funnel and the offer and the message and all that, right? The funnel, but that's not a project management mentality or system at all. What this is that's what the thing is, but now we gotta build the thing. And that's a very different problem to solve. What I do is I go and I basically shoot a video for the entire team to watch, and I'm very serious about this video. Sometimes it's anywhere from, on the low end, it's like 12 minutes. On the long end, depending on how many funnels are involved with it and how extensive the product is, it'll sometimes be like a 30 to 40 minute video. And that's only happened once or twice. I usually try to keep it around 15 to 20 minutes. But what it is me literally just teaching the internal team the plan and the process of what we're about to go through. And it's just this overall video that everyone watches. And then in a specific order, I spend probably another 2 hours filming. And what I do is make these little 2 to 5 minute videos. The time doesn't matter, just to help you see how much shorter they are. And it's just per roll. And I'm like, all right. And I make a video for our support team. I make a video for fulfillment. I make a video for sales guys. I make a video for the copywriter, the designer. I make a video, lots of people, right? Everyone on the team. And I'm like, cool, now that you've watched this, now each person watches their own specific video that teaches them what their role is in that in that project. This is what creates like the Trello checklist on what they have to get done. We use Asana now. I really like Asana. That's what creates the actual project itself. This process, this is what I do. So now what I've done is I've created the CEO, entrepreneur, and marketer roles. Everyone knows what they're going to be doing in there. Then I'm creating, it's a lot of videos, and I shoot it for everyone. That way we're all on the same page. Because one of the issues that I've seen, and I've been experienced in other companies, is that if you try to launch like a new funnel a week, first off, don't do that. In my opinion, don't do that. Especially if you're like a solopreneur and you're trying to like figure this stuff out first, like that one funnel done right is worth 52 funnels in a year. Way more than that, actually. So, because what happens after this, and especially during the launch plan, is most of the funnels that I do, the ones that are the best, have usually a 2 to 3 month promotion time. So while the funnel is now the checklist is getting done, what am I doing? I'm not just sitting around. I'm promoting the thing, right? Some kind of .com, even if it's just a waiting page. And I'm promoting and I'm promoting and promoting and promoting. And along the way, certain milestones are getting done and checked off with that project, so that by the time, the actual launch date comes along, I haven't wasted promo time. Anyway, then the launch happens. Usually that's a ton of cash that pops in. Don't ever take that as profit. It's not financial advice, this is what I do. I don't take that as profit, usually. What I do is I take that money and then I just dump that into all my evergreen stuff. Evergreen traffic sources. The last one I ever turn on is ads. But how funny is it that what most people do is they build a funnel, kind of, and then they sprint to ads. The Zucker sucker has got them by the throat because they don't actually control their own lead sources. So the primary evergreen traffic source that I go and I just really dump into is content. That's why Marley and I have this company, YouTube Lead Machine. It's that, right? You can launch your way, to several $1 million. I mean, I'm not saying you can't make a huge amount of money with launching, and I would never downplay, like, some people make fun of the launch model. It's like, I made millions of dollars with the launch model, right? There's nothing wrong with the launch model, but it is also not sustainable. It's not scalable. You do get tired. I'm the Energizer Bunny, baby, and I definitely hit a huge burnout phase and had to recover from that. What you need to do is you got to learn how to evergreen, which is very much goes back to a CEO mentality. Systems, systems, systems. And if a decision in the company cannot be made without your involvement, it means you're the business still. And it's this is a big topic right there, the evergreening piece. And the primary one we go for is content. Content that is specifically designed for lead gen. Not riffing content, not the type of content where you wake up. I did this for 2 years. You wake up and you're like, well, I'm due to put out a podcast today. What did I learn last week? Riff, riff, riff. That's not how you make lead-based content. I was stuck in that trap forever. So what we do is a ton of research. There are so many freaking formulas inside that one step, right? So many. And what we do is we're figuring out what types of content will bring leads back to the funnel, all the way to the top, right? Bring leads all the way back to the funnel forever, long term. Chances of it dying are very small. And then whatever's spun off of that, that's what goes into ads. What is it, Albert Lasker? He's the guy that invented orange juice to save Sunkist. Right, mid 1950s, early 1950s. He said, the product that will not sell without ads is not gonna sell with ads. Ads aren't the answer. I'm not here to throw rocks at ads. We use ads, but it's when we use them that matters. So I never sprint to ads when I get a funnel done. I never go right. If I can't sell it without ads, I definitely won't with them. Ads aren't accelerant. They're gas on the fire, not the fire. And so this is the model itself. And I know this is a very different Cash Flow Mondays process, but what I'm doing when I review your guys' stuff in Cash Flow Mondays is this. It's me going through this, and it's me saying, okay, they got a giant hole here, right, size of the Grand Canyon. The one over here, ooh, not sure about that one. Oh my gosh, there's zero hook on this there. It's a giant formula that you can jigsaw puzzle put together and stitch together, and this is how I do it. And it's the combination of, someone is asking which course is it? It's a combination of internet launch secrets, while this one over here is called Sales Funnel Officer. It's hard to know who does what in a business structure, classic business structure, without constantly looking at the marketer. And it's like, there's a lot of companies, like ClickFunnels, right? All the marketers that are there, they're not necessarily the ones making all the key decisions. So I kind of invented a role called Sales Funnel Officer. And the Sales Funnel Officer is the one controlling and doing this entire thing and managing the projects and putting it out the door. So Sales Funnel Officer, we decided to make that only part of BTS Funnels. BTS Funnels is previously proven and amazingly well-designed funnels that are, it's a software that Jake Leslie and I designed, and it's in ClickFunnels, but it's in addition to ClickFunnels. So you have ClickFunnels and it sits on top of it. And what it is basically is, think of Blockbuster for funnels. It's funnel rental. It's really cool. You own it. You own everything, but you're renting the design on it, which is really cool. And then you're done, you can return it. It's really epic. That's what I've been doing in behind the scenes also, that I've just been I know I've been a little bit quiet, but I've also been making moves, baby. Anyway, that's my process. So 12 parts. At a certain part, I stop and then make the project management piece and then do the project management. While that's working though, we're doing the launch stuff to make the launch big. Difference between 5, 6, 7 figure, 8 launch is promo time. That's it. And if it worked once, it'll likely work again. So you can relaunch stuff that's already been launched. I strongly encourage it. And so big promo, as long as we can. We only have like 3 weeks for this promo, and that's fine for a challenge, for the one that we're doing right now. But the challenge piece we're going through, right, we're putting that out. I bought the .com, but it's not built if you go there in this moment, but it's contentforleads.com. And what it is, contentforleads.com is this, right? It's how you get evergreen traffic to a funnel. I, funny enough, don't even know how to do ads still. I always have to hire that out. To me, it's not something I want to learn. I'd rather learn messaging that is so strong that organically gets me stuff, and attention 24/7. That's exactly what we do. Again, not bashing ads. It's awesome, but it changes so frequently that I really want more evergreen style skill sets and principles to stand on. And that's why I don't really go do ads very much. I almost entirely focus on just evergreen stuff. We use ads, but that's something we hire out. I don't want to learn that. That's the process. And so when you guys submit to Cashflow Mondays, that's what I'm doing in my head. And so you'll see when you get on the second page of the form that it asks is, I'm asking for your business info. What I'm asking is certain parts of those 12 steps. If someone comes to me and says, Steven, is this a good funnel? I have no idea. If I do not know who you're selling, where you find your customer, what are the previous, I use funnel hacking in a specific silo in time, right? I don't know. I'm not your buyer. Does that make sense? I can't give feedback in Cashflow Mondays without knowing certain things ahead of time. Otherwise, I'm guessing. And even then, formulas are designed in a way that after a while, I'm also guessing. Right? I do my formula, and I got the feel goods on it with this project we're doing late August, and it's going to be awesome. Contentforleads.com. Obviously, I'm literally going to send this project and design the project plan for the entire team today, so it's not there yet, obviously. You'll see though, this is what we follow the whole time. This is also why I've been able to replace myself, in our own business. There's an amazing marketer on our team, and she is, I've taught her the 12 formula parts and pieces. The project management part is what we're, going through and clarifying next. Of course, I come in and spot check it. Of course, this is one of my zones of genius, so I do like to stay in it a lot, but I don't execute hardly any of it anymore, and it's because of these formulas. Processes are greater than talent. Processes are greater than talent. Oh, I don't have the discipline to go do this or that. It's fine. The process of having a daily schedule will probably make up for that. Hey, I go work for someone who has insane levels of talent on certain things. That's fine. Processes are greater than talent, and that's the reason why this works. I can hand the process to other people who have not had the history that I've had and make up for the talent gaps, which is why I'm so strict when someone's like, well, Steven, I started thinking about the funnel, and I'm like, do you even know who you're selling? It's like, no, I just mess around. Like, then I don't want to see the funnel. I don't care if it looks amazing. A lot of amazing funnels suck too, you know what I'm saying? So go to cashflowmondays.com, submit your stuff if you want me to look at it. And there's only like 1 or 2 people ahead of you now. And some of them I can't even, one of them, I don't even know if I can go through. They didn't finish the form. I'm not just saying, ooh, tell me about your business. I need to know that in order to review your thing. So feel free to resubmit if you have and you realize, oh, I didn't fill out that stuff. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Hopefully it's been helpful for you guys today. Would love to get some feedback on that if that's cool. Thanks for you guys that are on here. Thanks for all the replay people that check this out also. But those are at an extremely high level, the 12 pieces, and then the project management and disseminating process and how it works in the calendar of the launch itself. And I try to make that launch pushed out as far as I conceivably do it. You want to make more money? Don't finish a funnel yesterday and launch today. Finish a funnel for sure, but launch in 2 months, launch in 3 months, build pressure, take that time, have that patience. Then learn how to evergreen it so you don't have to live and survive off of a launch business, which is what I did for a while, and that's extremely stressful, especially when you have it. It's very, very freaky to build a business that has monthly expenses with one-off revenue. You know what I mean? Got to think in there where there's going to be continuity. Got to think in there where there's high ticket. Those two pieces right there seem to cement somebody for the long term, so long as they have strong marketing and messaging. And if you would not mind, I could use some boost in the sales funnel radio area, meaning if you wouldn't mind reviewing the show. This is more of the stuff that I teach in there. I'm going to go do a few podcast episodes today on that. And you'll see, if you're listening to what I'm doing on Sales Funnel Radio, you'll see that I'm doing exactly what I just taught on there. Some of it's riffing, but a lot of it is specific stories that I know will result in movement towards a funnel. Stay tuned, just watch around, look around, because we'll be doing the Content for Leads challenge in about 3 or 4 weeks from now. And you'll be able to see the finale of what I just showed you I'm planning and are done. Those of you guys who watched the Buy Your First NFT thing, I put out the Capitalist Pig NFT. It's been really fun. I've been really quiet about it. It was not a loud launch. There's so much tech involved in putting that out. I decided to launch small, which I don't often do, to get the tech up. Now I can actually go push it out there, so that's fun. But I have a file on this paper app for every single product I've ever done. This is a very valuable iPad. What is that adage from Abraham Lincoln? Give me 4 hours to chop a tree down. I'll spend the first 3 sharpening the saw. It's good stuff right there. This is no different. Do the prep. Don't shiny object your way straight into the funnel builder and start building. It's all about who you sell and understanding them. And that right there, the who, is the thing that updates not just the most, but when it updates. I have to go through the rest of my process again. It's the one anchor, right, that shifts the rest of everything else. It's the one hinge point that when that moves, oh man, I got more clarity on who I actually sell. The rest has to do some kind of shift, and which can be frustrating, but I noticed that's why I go through a lot of reps. That's why I do like the launch business. You do the first one out the door, guessing as best you can on your dream customer. Then you learn like crazy and make those adjustments and shifts so you're cash flow positive already. All right, guys, see you later. Bye. Hey guys, if you like that video, and every time I share that kind of material, I always get asked, where can we learn more about this? I'll tell you more. Click down in the description, go to btsfunnels.com. And what we decided to do is when you get a subscription to btsfunnels.com, not only do you get access to proven, previously designed funnel templates, which are just amazing. And they're all templates that have won already from other influencers. We rebuilt them and redesigned them for you, and they're awesome. Not only do you get that, what you get is that second formula. We decided to make it free with membership. So it's something that I've sold in the past for $1,000. We decided to make it $67, or just part of your normal $67 thing. So go get a subscription at btsfunnels.com. I'll put the link down below, and you guys can watch the rest of the very detailed process I use to plan and project manage and produce your funnel. Bye.